Powered by the Illinois State Black Chamber of Commerce. I know that you were expecting to hear Mr. Larry Ivory, but instead you're going to hear the angelic voices of MC Pearson from 25 Imprinting, and of course the incomparable. Wait. She told me stop saying comparable. I got to come up with something else. The luscious look. No, maybe luscious. She doesn't like luscious. The lovable. You know what? LaDonna Raeh. Oh, good morning, Miss Raeh.
Good morning. Good morning. Ladies and gentlemen, please excuse my co-host. We've got a special show for you today. We are the Wake Up Show Chicago right here at WVON Studios, and we are powered by the Illinois State Black Chamber of Commerce. Larry Ivory is out today, but he might be calling in because you know how he is. And Mr. Buddy Love is out today, so we just want to make sure we acknowledge them. And shout out to Lord Mike, who is also part of the radio show from time to time. I just want to say that when we have our show today, we are going to be talking to a gentleman who started the whole superpower movement. So those of you that are watching online, I've got my cape on. Mike, you didn't say anything about me wearing my superpower cape.
Well, you know what? The cape made me think luscious. So actually I did. It was just kind of undercover. And it was only for those people that was online that could actually notice. But you know what? You got the cape on, the red and the yellow, and got the big R on there for Ray. I just think that you look fabulous on today.
I appreciate it. But that is in honor of our guest that we're having on today, Mr. Munson Steed with Steed with Rolling Out Magazine. And before we get to him, Mike, we definitely have to talk about membership with the chamber.
Come on now.
It is so important. Last week we had our gamers on here, but we were talking about the business of gaming. Now, you have to know how to play the game of business, I should say. And one of the ways to play the game of business is knowing to be aligned with someone like the Illinois State Black Chamber of Commerce. If you go to ilbcc.org, there's a link that says membership. I can't tell you enough how many people we've talked to that have benefited from being a part of the chamber.
And you know what? I benefited. My business, 25 Imprinting, definitely benefited from being a part of the chamber. And one of the things that a lot of people don't understand is, people think that it's just, they're just trying to get their membership up. You know what? With membership comes privileges, but it also comes power. Citi, as in Citibank, they did a study, and their study said that the United States has lost $16 trillion because they have avoided DEIA, diversity, equity, and inclusion. And that is one of the things that the Illinois State Black Chamber of Commerce fights for its members. Is getting us a seat at the table, is keeping us aware of the laws and all the bills that are being passed that are either for us or against us. And it's getting us those procurement contracts and educating us, and the thing about it is, if Illinois is going to be successful, this country is going to be successful, we need diversity, and we need membership that is going to assist us with fighting that fight. Because guess what? That look, I'm just going to say it like this: being a part of the chamber has put more money in my pocket than before. You understand what I'm saying? It's being a part of a team of collectives of intelligent people. And first of all, the fact that it's led by Larry Ivory, you can't play. You cannot play with that. So listen, please visit the website, ilbcc.org, because so oftentimes we talk about, I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. I don't know what it is to do that I should be doing. We're telling you right now. You want a seat at the table? You want to level up your business? You want to become educated in this thing that you're doing called entrepreneurship? You need to join us with the Illinois State Black Chamber of Commerce.
Exactly. So I got this link. Have you seen this video that's going around where a lady is the host is talking to a white lady, and she's saying, with this upcoming election, what exactly is making America great again? Right now, I don't want to get too political because that's not what we do on this show. But how do you make the business of being in America great again? Well, we don't want to shove membership down your throat, because I want you to understand that when you join the chamber, it is almost like getting an ad hoc marketing team, social media presence, lobbying group of people for your rights as a business. And that's what makes being in business in America great again. So definitely go to the website, ilbcc.org. If you have any questions, you can always call the phone number that's on the website, and it's in the upper left hand corner. And that phone number is area code 309 740 4430. Now, we're going to go to commercial break in about a minute. But before we go there, I want you to know you can call in and talk to our guest and ask all those questions about Rolling Out Magazine. It's been around for a long time.
Long time.
Yes. So you can call 773 591 1690.
And I am so excited about this because you know what? Yours truly was featured in Rolling Out Magazine. They took the time.
were,
Yeah,
yes.
they took the time to interview a brother and write up a nice article and everything. So you know what? I am excited that Rolling Out is going to be is on the show today. So let's get it.
Yes. All right. So we're going to go to commercial break and we will see you when we come back. But in the meantime, get those fingers ready to dial that number 773 591 1690 on the Wake Up Show, Chicago. We're back. That was the great Larry Ivory speaking about how important it is for you to know what you're talking about. Now, watch this. We are going to bring on our special guest today. We've got We're welcoming our media mogul and visionary Munson Steed as he is the founder and CEO of Rolling Out Magazine. Munson has been at the forefront of amplifying Black culture and storytelling for over 2 decades. Through his platform, he has championed the voices of the community, shining a light on our heroes, innovators, and leaders. Ladies and gentlemen, let's bring on the man that brought you the women with superpowers that's coming up with Rolling Out Magazine, Mr. Munson Steed. Welcome. You hear that?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. And I'm wide awake thanks to you. Appreciate both of you.
Not only are you wide awake, you are fully dressed. Like you dressed for success today, for real.
Yeah, you got to show up and show out every single time you get an opportunity. Thank you so much.
For sure. So Munson, you are by you being the founder and CEO of Rolling Out Magazine. I had the pleasure, both MC and myself, because MC has been featured in Rolling Out Magazine. By the way, he's right here. He's got this big grin on his face because
good,
we are so proud of him.
good morning, Mr. Steed. How you doing? This is MC.
Yeah, phenomenal, MC. Great to see you. Great. Thank you for all you do for the community and the culture.
I
All right.
appreciate it. You know what you guys do. You know, you say what I do. You listen. The fact that Rolling Out Magazine is keeping its finger on the pulse and allowing our community to be consistently inundated with what our stars are doing, what our culture is doing, what our communities and our leaders are doing. You know, publications like yours is starting to become few and far between. So I applaud you for the work that you continue to do for our community, sir.
Well, thanks so much. I mean, most of the people you can gauge by the age, if they say Rolling Out Magazine, they remember us back in the day. There are about 3 million people that come to us at rollingout.com. We do about 29 events across the country every year. Grammy event, the same thing for Peace and Purpose, which is a big event that we have, or our AI RideCon events and RideCon labs that we do across the country. And of course, coming to Chicago October 17th, the one, the only Sisters with Superpowers, which is an opportunity. So most of us just say rolling out the brand these days. We really are excited about the fact that the brand continues to live, and we pivoted all the way away from just being in print, but to most elements of media, we've taken that position so that our community can heal. Sisters with Superpowers are clearly, LaDonna is already built into her DNA. For all those Black women out there, we celebrate you and we love you, and we know that there's a superpower inside of you.
Now you know what the women's with superpowers. Can you articulate for us where did the vision for this come from? I actually had a chance to attend Women with Superpowers last year and to see the luminaries that were honored there. It was amazing and the work that they've done. But what was the vision to bring this to fruition?
You know, recognition is always something that we've had to ask for. And so at Rolling Out, we didn't ask for it. We knew that there were women that were and have always been, not just now, whether it's Margaret Burroughs creating the DeSabo Museum, there have been women that had superpowers and visions for ourselves. And so for me, obviously, as a man, the whole idea of a superpower came from my mother and every other Black woman that I've ever seen that has made a way out of no way. And then we need to recognize that there is a power so that those individuals that you're talking about get the halo, get the recognition, but also know that we love them. It is important that we recognize ourselves, don't ask for permission, but actually give ourselves permission to give ourselves the awards. I mean, you sit back and look at a superpower, a sister with superpower like Beyonce, and she doesn't get a country music award, even though for all the qualifications, having a big record, having a number one song just wasn't enough to be recognized. But we can recognize ourselves and should recognize ourselves.
I like how you put that, Munson, because a lot of times we look for the validation from those other award ceremonies, but instead of waiting for them to give us a chance or let us in, we are creating our own way. And I love that about your Sisters with Superpowers. Also, I'm wearing my cape for real. And a lot of times, being a single mom, it can be challenging for our community in knowing that you are in charge of someone else's life. And there are being a parent, obviously, it's a thankless job, but at the same time, you still have to push through and keep that cape going. And sometimes amongst us women, we have these conversations about, when can I hang the cape up? you know. However, when you are aligning with Rolling Out magazine and putting out the story that I see you, like, I see you with your superpowers. I see you with your cape, and we still need you to push through, but we are here for you. I know that you said it started from your mother, but what is the outcome? How can we pretty much spread this even further so that more women feel like they're being appreciated with their superpowers?
Well, I hope you retire your cape as it relates to a cape. The fact, you know, we should understand inside our community that we can fly without a cape, that you can and do deserve both rest, moments to dream, moments to sleep, moments for peace, moments for healing. Having a superpower doesn't mean that you're a machine. And having a
Mm.
superpower doesn't mean that you can't cry. Having a superpower doesn't mean that you don't need love or affection or kindness or support. I think we have moved that. I think that narrative is something that was sold to us for everybody that we took care of when they thought every black woman was the help. We're not the help. I think the very value proposition for a sister with superpowers is to know inside your DNA to dream to be the best that you can possibly be. And that if others receive, if you're doing your best and you're being who you are authentically in yourself, taking up space inside this world, then everybody else will receive a blessing and a benefit. I mean, for me, at the end of the day, I look at the fact that I've had a number one gospel hit this year. When you play the song "Look at God," I wrote and produced it. Corinne Hawthorne sang on it. But if you think of the amazing grace that women have, you can just always say, "Look at God." When you see these phenomenal women who aren't asking for permission to show up, as a mother, you don't ask permission to show up; you just show up. As a mother, you continue to love your child in spite of, and you continue to figure out dreams. But that also means that as a superpower, you need to reserve the right always for yourself to take care of yourself. And I think that's more of what we're saying in addition. Here are examples of system superpowers. They belong to the Black Chamber of Commerce, they belong to our community, but they belong to themselves first. And that's something that we want every sister with superpower to know. We allow and respect you for claiming your space, claiming your victory, claiming your powers, and the ability to be able to preserve your powers for yourself and to take up those moments and recognize that you deserve rest. You deserve relaxation. You deserve to be able to take a pause, a vacation. You deserve to be served. So I don't want our community here, sisters with superpowers, and think that we want you to run in front of a truck, or that we want you to mortgage your house for somebody else's trouble. I don't think that's what we're asking. And I think we have to say that out loud to our community because the expectation is the person will or black women will do anything. And that's not what we want. And that's not what we want for our community. And sisters with superpowers can say no.
That's a powerful word. Who are some of our honorees for this year?
Well, you name all the honorees. I think we got a secret of honorees that are actually coming. So for me, I want you to name the ones that are part of your organization. But I think the reality this year is we've got some really special women that are coming, and I want to say ow and hey to all of them, but I don't want to let it out just yet. We got about 20 odd days that's getting ready to happen. And when we think about this each and every day, we want to make sure that we are demonstrating the love to the women of Chicago. We've done it nationally. So Chicago is definitely part of the conversation. But I want to make sure that you know that you should be there in the house. It's October 17th. And for all those women who are listening, go to rollingout.com and listen and come online and see go to Sisters with Superpowers and see some of the women that have been there this year. And I want to make sure that we look at you and the organization because you got some dynamic women, and that's including women from all across the country, but really these women from Chicago. So I want to make sure we don't let the cat out of the bag too early. So hopefully you'll have me come back a little closer to the event so that we really can share that vision. Unless you just want me to let all the cats out of the bag.
No, as a matter of fact, you're right. We should wait till we get closer to that date. But furthermore, I'm looking for you to have someone facilitate the workshop on women with superpowers and how to get that rest and relaxation. Because I don't think we know how to do that,
Sounds like there
Munson.
was a lot of therapy in there.
It was. I was taking
I
notes.
mean, I
Like,
think
wait a
the
minute.
women have done a ton of work. I mean, I think that when you see Taraji saying, "Hey, I deserve my fair treatment, and I deserve to be paid at my rate," that's a moment. When you see the first lady at the right here in Chicago get on stage and literally give the speech, and everybody she's showing and demonstrating a superpower, not only for herself and her daughters, but every daughter, every sister who was there. So there are bright lights going up, whether it's the congresswoman. You've got women that are shining so bright and giving an idea. I think the thing we all have to hear, and what you're hearing and receiving from me, is an acknowledgement that says rest and relaxation. So if you think of books like the Nap Ministry, there is a moment where we really talk about there are sisters who are having the practice. For us, obviously, after Sisters with Superpowers, it's the peace and purpose. I did an entire book called Peace and Purpose. You can find it
Well,
on.
I was gonna say, hold that thought because
Hold
it
your
is
peace.
time for right. Hold your peace, it is time for us to go to commercial break. Don't forget, you can call us at 773-591-1690 to talk to Munson Steed, the founder of Rolling Out Magazine. We'll be back on the Wake Up Show Chicago. We come back from
This is
commercial
how we
break.
come back. Welcome back to the Wake Up Show, Chicago, powered by the Illinois State Black Chamber of Commerce. Listen, the phone number here is 773-591-1690. You do not get the opportunity very often to speak to a leader of industry, a trailblazer such as this. You should call in with your questions, and you might want to ask some behind the scenes questions. You might want to ask about the future, whatever it is. This is your opportunity to call.
Get to the point. You wanted to ask about something else.
Listen. You know what? He real slick. Doc, you real slick. You slid in there so eloquently. Well, I wrote and produced a #1 gospel track. I need you to unpack that for me. You slid that in real smooth, and I didn't want to interrupt your flow, but since we back from commercial now, I need you to unpack this. How did this come about? You must have some writing and producing chops. Come on, Doc, unpack that for me.
Chicago, and I think that we're in the moment of what everybody calls a multi-hyphenated moment. We've got a phenomenal pastor. My pastor, Charles Jenkins, obviously has a clear association with fellowship. And, we write music all the time in the Rolling Out universe. Of course, all of our clients, when we create custom content. So I happened to write a song. I shared it with Pastor Jenkins, Charles Jenkins, that is, and who wrote the song. My God is awesome, obviously. So he was there. The song touched him. He happened to be on set with Corinne Hawthorne. He said, I think she should sing this record. He got her to sing the record. And we pitched it to Sony. She used it as a single. And almost a year later, it's been a #1 gospel hit. 6.5, 7 million YouTube streams later, a Dove Awards nomination that's happening on Monday, and Look at God is a big record. But you always have to make sure that you are letting all the songs out of your heart and make sure that you're leveraging your talent. So yeah, we have Rolling Out Music. It's a label of ours, but we enjoy and move forward and make sure that we're constantly creating opportunities and creating cultural moments. So Look at God is a big record. Corinne Hawthorne did her thing with it, and we're looking forward to making more music. But it's always a thing. For me, I've written 8 children's books, so it's not a big thing. When we talk about Sister Superpowers, part of our Peace and Purpose conference will be free online if you're going to see it, and it's all about healing our community. I mean, I love VON, so part of being a part of the community is making sure that we have created bridges and opportunities and reservoirs of energy for our community. And that's what Rolling Out's commitment is to do.
And it's such a small world. You mentioned Pastor Charles Jenkins. I remember when he succeeded Pastor Clay Evans. It's a small world because that is my family's church, and I had no idea that you were affiliated. So over there at Fellowship, um, I know that we talked about Women with Superpowers, the event, but let's talk more about what you're currently working through past the Women with Superpowers. Because if you don't mind, I'd like for everyone to know where Rolling Out Magazine was born and why, and what we're doing with Rolling Out Magazine today, so that we can take them through the timeline.
I mean, that was 25 years ago. So if you can imagine, there at that point, there weren't a lot of hip hop people on the covers of national magazines. We had an opportunity to expand in 19 cities and build it out. Put people like Ludacris, who were Chris Lover Lover, on the cover. If you can imagine, John Singleton just putting this there with Baby Boy and Taraji and being on set. So there was an entire new renaissance of respectability that was coming out of hip hop. Obviously, the Face Records, who birthed Tony Braxton, obviously Usher and the likes, was happening in Atlanta. And, coming out of that city of both Maynard Jackson and studying and coming out of Morehouse, it just seemed like we needed a candle in the dark in the media perspective. And obviously, a candle in the dark is one of the Morehouse terms, and being a Morehouse graduate, Rolling Out, hopefully forever, will be a candle in the dark for the community. Highlighting what it is, pivoting. We do Rolling Out does AI ride conferences. So when I hear the advertising talking about embracing and leaning in and giving AI tips, that's part of where we are. We have continued to move forward and let the community know how much we love them. Rolling Out really wants us to lean in and be great. So much of the time, we're hoping we elevate and illuminate all those young and phenomenal people that we highlight as profiles, but also information as it relates to the four key pillars of our brand, which is business, health and wellness, and beauty. Obviously, professional entertainment, so that you're not just looking at the entertainer, you're looking at all the jobs and all the opportunities behind that. And then lastly, thought leadership, which is, we collectively as a community need to think about ourselves, think about our community, and stick together.
You know, what challenges is Rolling Out facing these days when it comes to getting the word out or extending the word through media? Is Rolling Out experiencing pushback from I don't want to I don't want to call it white media, but okay, yeah, I guess so, white media. You know, so what are the challenges that you're facing today?
I think the challenge is a great question. I don't think there's a challenge that I'm facing that everybody from VON to John Johnson has ever. That's our share of the dollar, our share of the advertising dollar, our share of the advertising dollar, our share of the advertising dollar. Obviously, owning our own platform is so important for a Black-owned platform, and just getting our community to demand that all Black media, including WVON. It's not like I want an advertiser to spend just $1 with me. I want them to spend it with VON. I'm not a community leader. So I think it's getting our share of every ad dollar. It's getting our community to also understand that we are receipt shareholders and that we should demand that our Black media is supported each and every day. If you see a Super Bowl commercial, shouldn't be excited about that commercial unless you've seen or heard it on Black-owned media. We need to stop celebrating things that really aren't good for us, and we need to let people know that they should support Black media, and that's Rolling Out and WVON and other Black media. Those are the things that face us because you can't grow without having support, and ad dollar support is so critical. The other thing is our own community has to embrace itself. If you're not visiting a Black-owned website like rollingout.com each day, if you're not sharing that, if you're not listening to WVON, then at some point, we face it. Okay, you like it on Facebook, but did you share the Rolling Out article on your Facebook page? Did you share the WVON on your Facebook page? I think these are the challenges that all of us face as we have embraced the digital world. It's kind of like you say, Rolling Out magazine. For me, next time y'all have rollingout.com, because I want people to know they can go on their phone right now and look at rollingout.com and not miss a beat. They can watch more video on that channel, just like you guys have a wonderful OTT platform. So I think many of us are moving. I think the challenge is, as entrepreneurs, is no other challenge that historically we face. Demanding our share, showing up to demand our share, and creating that opportunity for our community to know that we're here as well. Thank you for that question.
Munson, you just told everybody like a mother would. Like you clapped your hands and was like, "Get on that, go to the website right now." But watch this. Black Americans have a buying power. We spend $1.8 trillion annually, but much of the economic power is spent on products and services from non-Black owned companies. And if just a smidget of our own money went towards Black media, then it wouldn't be such a struggle. Because now, if we're able to increase, let's say, I don't know, 10%, it could create up to 1 million jobs and significantly boost the economic empowerment of the positioning when it comes to media alone. Because I know we're having so much fun being able to provide our own platforms, but do we support each other for real? I think it was great seeing those individuals that you mentioned on the cover of the magazine, but that took money. You have to go out and you have to pay your people in order to work the magic of getting those interviews and publication, and back then printing for real. And even now, the challenge between, Mike said, white media, but how about digital media? You know what I'm saying? We have to be able to convert people and say, okay, we no longer see people with the magazines in their hands as often. But digital media still takes maintenance. It still takes dollars. And that's what we have to understand as consumers and as Black consumers, that our support is so critical in everyone staying afloat, period.
You know, I think one of the important things also that I thought about was the fact that we have Black media out here, and oftentimes, small businesses, we're looking for ways to advertise our businesses and get the word out there, even to our own people. And so, one of the things we need to be doing is we need to combine, small businesses with platforms such as Rolling Out Magazine, Rolling Out. No, here it is, rollingout.com. Because when he said that, you know what? On everything that I tag my business with, I put 25mprinting.com. So he's so right in mentioning that and making sure that people understand that. And so I think one of the things that we also need to do, though, as entrepreneurs, we need to look for our own Black media to advertise on. So, you know what? With that being said, we're gonna go ahead and take a break. But listen, thank you for listening to the Wake Up Show Chicago, and we're gonna continue this conversation. Peace.
Rolling out that. If you missed the Getting Down to Business 19th Annual Business Convention brought to you by the Illinois State Black Chamber of Commerce, well, here's your chance to pre-register for next year's 20th Anniversary Business Convention happening at the luxurious Wind Creek Casino in Homewood, Illinois, the summer of 2025. This is your chance to be a part of an unforgettable experience where industry leaders come together to connect, learn, and grow. Whether you're looking to expand your network, gain valuable insights, or showcase your business, this is the event of the year. And here's the best part. Pre-register now for just $50 at ilbcc.org, and the Illinois State Black Chamber of Commerce will match your $50 towards your full registration. But hurry, this offer is only available for a limited time. Don't miss out on this exclusive opportunity. Secure your spot today, and let's make the 20th Anniversary Business Convention the best one yet. Visit ilbcc.org to pre-register now and double your investment in your future. See you at the Wind Creek Casino, summer of 2025. Brought to you by the Illinois State Black Chamber of Commerce.
Being a part of the chamber, being at these opportunities to present, but at the same time, you have to be willing to do the work so you can be ready for the opportunity, because they are there. They are, as I love to say, cutting checks, but they're not going to cut you a check if you're not ready.
Yeah, and Ivana, what I would say, if you're a very small business and you're struggling, we want to make sure that people understand is that doing business international requires a degree of business savvy and understanding. And we wouldn't want people to think that it is that easy, but it is easy. But you got to really be prepared. And the chamber job is to get you prepared so that you understand. So when we go on this trade mission coming up in December the 1st to the 9th, we're going to get you prepared. We're going to have meetings ahead of time in IT, technology, infrastructure, healthcare, all the major industries.
Welcome back to the Wake Up Show Chicago, powered by the Illinois State Black Chamber of Commerce. We have been having this ultra interesting conversation with Mr. Steed. So, Doc, I want to ask you, Rolling Out partnered with the Illinois State Black Chamber of Commerce to highlight small businesses in the Illinois area. Why was this so important for that piece to happen? Why did you guys want to team up, and what is it that you hope to accomplish by highlighting these small businesses?
Well, number one, if you think about, and I'll just give you a little egg and drop in, if you think about Melinda Kelly, a member of the chamber, it is so important that it's not just partnership, it's called community. Like if there's no collective thought, if Rolling Out's mission is to really love the community, educate the community, provide that, then collective collaboration is key. So for the leadership of a phenomenal Larry Ivory, his team, um, it is just part of what we have to create in our successful DNA. If success is going to run in both the e-commerce and economics of our community, then we're going to have to collaborate. So if there's no collaborative spirit, then we miss the whole idea. I think the very valuable partnership means there's strength in numbers, strength in a uniform possibility that allows the community to move forward.
That makes a whole lot of sense. And I've seen the benefit of being in the Rolling Out magazine and the collateral that it brings to your business. And I think there's just a worthwhile thing, and it's actually one of the benefits of being a member of the Illinois State Black Chamber of Commerce. By the way, since we're talking about the membership drive and what's coming up, and what we covered at the top of the hour as well. So, LaDonna.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of Rolling Out magazine, not just because you're on here with us, but because I have watched media. I've been involved in media for over 20 years, and watching its evolution and knowing how it affects our community is so important. And I think that those listening can truly agree with me when I say we have to be in control of our own narrative. And when we have publications like Rolling Out magazine, and Essence and Ebony and so on, even our Black radio stations, we are in control of the programming that's going into our children, our young people, even adults. When you hear something over and over again, or if it's read, if you're running your fingers across those words, it is committed to your brain. And if we're only reading about ratchetness and things that are negative, that are overcasting in our community as a result of the injustice that is going on in our society, then we will automatically assume that that is just all that we have to offer in this whole existence. And I applaud you for having Rolling Out, because it gives us an opportunity to see highlighted individuals that are waymakers, that are successful, and that are doing some things in the community and across the board. So I applaud you for that, Munson Steed. Thank you very much for Rolling Out magazine.
Yeah, thank you. But the beauty of today, if you think of rollingout.com, is literally you can go to CEO and see videos about successful women and men who are running companies. If you go to Sisters with Superpowers on rollingout.com, you can watch videos of women who are demonstrating their superpowers, sharing the insight of their superpowers, and it's available to you right now. You can share that. You can share it on your digital platforms. We have issues like Breast Cancer Awareness Month coming up in October. Women, clearly, Black women in particular, are affected by this triple negative breast cancer. We have survivors on rollingout.com who, starting October 1, will talk about their journey, the impact, the whole idea of participating in clinical trials. So for Rolling Out, we want you to go to rollingout.com and get there and participate, because we want to showcase the Black doctors that you can trust, the nurses who are providing the insight. So for us, the Sisters with Superpowers is another example for you to be able to listen and hear in real time women who are sharing how and what their superpowers are. You can watch the video, you can share the video. So I thank you for saying the support, but I want to make sure that we're here for you and demonstrating. If you go online today, right now, at rollingout.com, that there is a whole collective spirit of demonstration of the Sisters with Superpowers waiting for you to share and get that insight today.
I think one of the things is going back to what you said earlier. Women with superpowers is not women doing things that are out of bounds. I think that women with superpowers are the women that are doing the everyday things to work in this workforce, to support their families, raise the next generation of entrepreneurs, raise the next generation of citizens and senators and congressmen. These are the women that are doing the everyday things that just need to be done. Period. Point blank. End of conversation. And this is us recognizing them. And the thing about it is, we have women that are doing phenomenal things in the industry in business, that are shaping the lives of our children of the future, and even molding the interactions that we have with corporations on today. Last year, I think it was who was our friend? Wow, why am I having a brain fart right now? Strategic Solutions.
Oh, Terry Simmons.
Terry Simmons.
Yes.
Terry Simmons, I was there last year when Terry Simmons was honored, right? And Terry does so many things. She's over the Minority Development Board. She's making sure that minorities and women get, they get a fair shake when it comes to business, that they have the support that they need in upstarting their businesses. And a lot of people don't see people like Terry Simmons behind the scenes and the work that she's doing, because you know what? At the end of the day, Black businesses hire Black people, and Terry Simmons is there supporting minority-owned businesses. And so I applauded, rolling out, for recognizing Terry Simmons, because people don't see the work that she does and how it affects our communities. And she's just doing her thing, and to hear her speak so eloquently, it's like, this is just her natural thing to do. She is moving in her flow. And I think that is what women with superpowers are. They're moving in their flow, and they're doing the things that impact our community, impact our homes, impact our children. And it's an honorable thing what rollingout.com is doing.
Munson, have any men ever come to you and said, "What about the men with the superpowers?" I'm just wondering.
Dun, 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 dun.
I mean, we do brothers all the time. I think the idea isn't one versus the other. I think people want to pit us against each other. But I think if we can't give women their moment, there's not a human on the planet that didn't come through a woman. And when
Come
we
on.
don't acknowledge the miracle givers, those who birth life, I think we miss the moment. We've not recognized that enough. So I'm not sure we can do it for the next 100 years. And given that we've been here 400 years, I don't think there's an opportunity uh, that we shouldn't take to recognize the sisters with superpowers, and that Black women need to be recognized much more often. It's not about the brothers not being recognized, but there there's a sister that is there every single moment, uh, with and helping young brothers come to the world and actually demonstrating who they are to the world. I mean, when you look at TGIN CEO, you talking about uh, the last time we had the event, Era Singleton was there. She's a young woman, not even 45, sharing and leading a brand, a legacy brand, a beautiful hair brand here in Chicago. When you have uh, obviously Melinda Kelly, who clearly will be there celebrating, and we'll be lifting her up this year at Sisters with Superpowers, and beautiful, special individuals from others.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So, everybody, we just want to thank you for being a special guest on the Wake Up Show Chicago. And
Yes.
it's time for us to kind of let everybody know where to go to find all of what's going on with Rolling Out Magazine. And as you said it earlier, I have it right here. Everyone, make sure you go to rollingout.com. That's ROLLINGOUT.com. And make sure that you go there regularly. You will be able to see what's going on with Munson Steed, his team, and the fabulous people that are being highlighted and presented to you as a whole. And also, don't forget to go to ilbcc.org, which is with the Illinois State Black Chamber of Commerce, and become a member, or just look at what we are doing. I said we, yes, we are part of that as well.
Come on
MC and
now.
myself and Buddy Love, and of course, Larry Ivory. And it is so important to
Wait,
know
say that name again.
what, like I did,
Yeah.
Larry Ivory. Yes, that's my way today. But it is so important that we let everyone know where to go to find resources. A lot of times we feel like we are just in this by ourselves, whether it be being a parent, a business owner, a father, whatever, a caregiver. You're not in this alone. We are a plethora of family members that you can lean on for resources to just about do anything. Shout out to WVON. Make sure you follow us on YouTube. If you look for The Wake Up Show Chicago, you will find each and every episode that we've published. And we are here each and every Saturday at 9 a.m. Central Time. Tune in. You'll hear some commercials because we got to pay some bills too. And speaking of commercials, you can have a commercial on this show.
Come on now.
Just reach out to the chamber, and that is at our website, or if you call 309-740-4430. Well, I'm LaDonna Raeh with Raeh Consulting and Marketing, and MC Pearson with what?
25M
printing. People want to say 25 Mike so bad.
25mprinting.com.
There you go. I love it. I love it. All right, guys. We'll see you again next week. Thank you, Munson.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
guys. Thanks, Larry. Thanks to Black Chamber, Illinois Black Chamber. Thank you for having me. I'm Munson Steed. We're rollingout.com. We love you. We love VON. We love the Black community. Thanks so much. We appreciate you.
All right. Peace.
Peace.